It's me again. I'm just trying to figure out which spot is better for me to do my YouTuber thingy. Of course, I have to deal with the box hell. I just haven't done that yet. I've got a lot to do because I do crafts and I sell them, and I gotta use up a lot of yarn. I have a lot of yarn, but that's okay because I also have a lot of scrappy yarn projects that I have to work on. Um, it's around here where I moved to, I can sell the things that I make without having too much trouble. In Bellingham, where I was living before, there was trouble. Well, I'm not really sure why. It's a very liberal area, but people had funny views on things. And now I'm here in Spokane, where it's more Republican. People still have funny views about things, but they're more open to um, the older ways, I guess, would be a nice way of putting it. Because I'm finding it really hard to get a traditional job with my disabilities. So I've been trying to find ways that are maybe a little bit less traditional or not as hard to do, so that I can just try to make ends meet. That's part of the reason I'm trying YouTube. I know that I need to get a good following before I could get monetized, but I'm not really sure if that's gonna be something that's gonna happen with me, but I'm gonna try. Can't hurt to try. The worst that'll happen is I'll fail and then I'll have to figure out something else. But I'm not at that point yet because I just started doing this and I don't have any following. I'm not sure how long it takes to get a following, but sometimes I know it's a little harder, especially with me being just me. Hi, I'm weird. I've got disabilities, blah blah blah. But a lot of us are out there that are weird and have disabilities and maybe have a hard time getting along in what would be considered traditional, like normal type situations. But we fit in somewhere. There's a lot of us out there that are just different. Um, there's a lot of us that feel like we should have been born in the Addams family but weren't. So that's why I'm trying to start this as like a community where people can feel comfortable talking about what makes them weird. Um, I want to focus more on like health and than other things because there's some topics that just get whew, and like I don't understand the point of view of somebody who's experiencing that because I've never experienced it. So I want to kind of try to stick on things that are more something that I understand better, um, because I don't feel like I can really help somebody who's experiencing something that I don't understand. And it's just how I am. I mean, I don't have any rules on, what kind of lifestyle a person's living that they can follow or talk to me or whatever. I'm just like there's certain topics for public conversations that I'm gonna make taboo. I just have to figure that out. How to put that, I guess, would be more likely. Because I don't want to have all that controversy. Um, but if somebody wants to talk privately about my thoughts on something that they're going through, um, that's maybe a little bit more taboo, like I mean, totally taboo, um, then that might be okay. I'm just not real sure how many people I want to take into like a private chat type situation because um, I don't really know how well I could advise them, but I do think that it's okay, because maybe other people feel the same way and don't know how to talk about it. Maybe you could start like a side conversation with some people that are just understanding you better because I'm just trying to figure out how to make things easier for those of us who are not doing that well, um, physically or mentally or whatever, and just aren't fitting in with other people. So, yeah, and then with the stuff that's going on economically and globally, it's probably a good idea for somebody who's a little older, um, as I went through, I grew up during the Cold War, so I remember all the weird stuff we had to do and the things that people thought. I'm still getting a lot of glare off my glasses. Um, yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, the things that people thought and the things that they would do, some of it wasn't really gonna work. Like a lot of the bomb shelters weren't really built to be radioactive proof, which is why people are finding them because they're collapsing because they weren't made properly for an actual radioactive event. But you'd have to go a lot deeper than people thought, and you'd have to have like uh, probably have to have special protections so that groundwater, like radioactive groundwater, couldn't get into your we'll call it enclosure. Um, but a lot of people just weren't, they didn't know enough about radiation back then for starters, so that's part of it. But I don't know that we're gonna, because that's been a threat for a long time and it didn't happen. Um, but I'm not really sure what's going on with the people that might threaten that nowadays. So, but I mean, it is what it is. Things like Victory Gardens, which I mentioned before, like I want to do a raised bed. Um, and then like basic taking care of yourself, like getting a decent bed. I know it's a hard time, so people don't have a lot of money, but you can probably get um decent stuff. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure it out. I think this video does look a lot better than the one I took upstairs. Though I do have a little bit of a glare off this light over here, and I definitely need to clean up the box mess behind me. You can see Gigi's little stuff in the background. He's in my lap. You want to see him? Come here, baby. Come here. This is Gigi. This is my baby. He's gonna help me with videos. He's such a sweet little boy. Yes, he is. He's an abuse rescue. Turned out to be a specialty breed. We don't let him outside. It's just better for him to not be outside. People can be very mean to black cats, and with him being skittish as he is, I'm not sure we could get him back in the house. So, for his safety, he stays in the house and he lives in the basement. Because he didn't know my daughter's cats before we moved here, so we got to keep him safe. We got to keep Gigi safe. Yeah, and we can talk about Gigi. When I get more topics, uh, be nice to have some input on it. But from you guys, it's just I'm not really sure how to deal with this, but I might do somewhere I'm talking about some of the things that I've had to deal with to just kind of give you an idea of where I'm coming from, so that you're not like um trying to make or trying to ah uh the neurological stuff. So that you're not asking questions that I may not have an answer for. Um, but right now, I think I figured out where to do my videos. I just need to deal with the box hell, and I think the cute kitty stuff is. I know one of the things when I start to be able to get some money, I want to do is get some nicer looking shelves and put the stuff that I made behind me so you could like see it behind me. And then at some point, if I get to a point, I might even do a store thingy, but I don't know how to do that at all. I'm just, and I don't make enough money for things like, for promotions and stuff like that. So that's what I'm having with the problems with my Facebook store thingy that I'm trying to do is I don't ever have any money, so I can't really do much with it. I'm hoping to have that change soon though. I have a booth at a local vendor, and it's a Famous Joe's Vendor Emporium in Spokane Valley, and that's starting to do okay. I am probably doing pretty good considering, because my work is very cute. And I do keep my prices down because I know that people don't have a lot of money. and I can't make money if I'm like, oh, I handmade this. It took me like say 5 hours, so I gotta charge like $100 for this little $5 thing, you know. So I'm being aware that I need to be more with keeping my prices down to where people can actually afford them. And so it's doing okay. I don't have a lot of sales, but I do make at least the boost cost almost every month, and then a couple of months. I've only had 2 months since I started doing it since I moved here in August where I had to pay, and it wasn't that much. It was I got it to a reasonable price, so that was good. So I'm doing better with that, and I just trying to figure out what sells and what doesn't. I might have to have um my son-in-law take the blankets out because they're not selling at all. Um, it's just people said they were interested in that pattern, but then when you actually put a price tag on it, they weren't that interested. So people are funny that way. I don't know. But it looks like I'm already getting some Christmas shoppers, which I know some people shop year round. It's a very smart thing to do if you have limited income and you have a lot of family like Christmas and birthdays, like buy stuff before and then have it, and then so you're not like spent trying to figure out how you're going to spend $500 all at once when you don't have $500, but like to pick things up over time as you find them, and going to places like Famous Joe's, if you have them in your area, is a really good idea to do the shop local, because then you're going to have things like antiques and collectibles that were from somewhere local, and some of the people that have booths out there appear to be estate managers, so they'll or apartment complex owners, so they've always got different stuff. There's a couple of people that are video games, and then there's crafters like me that are selling our stuff that's local. So you know the crafters made it in your area, and they probably they bought their materials from your area for the most part. And if they did have to order something like off Amazon, they tried. I try to get stuff that's made in either America, Canada, or Turkey, because as far as I know, we're not having any problems with Canada or Turkey, and the yarn quality is good. But I make the stuff here. I do stuff with secondhand yarn all the time. Um, it's still good, just somebody else couldn't use it, and I repurpose yarn a lot too, which is probably what I'll do with the blankets because they didn't sell at all. And I do need to make a lot of the Baby Yoda's ornaments that they sell very well. Um, so that's kind of a little something about me that that um, that I'm doing, trying to make ends meet. It's starting to work. I am getting a little bit of money most of the time. Um, I wish I could do better. Thankfully, I have a living situation where there are three out of the five of us are working, and my son is on Social Security. I'm trying to get on it too, but it's really difficult with my specific set of circumstances, because even though fibromyalgia is considered a disability and legally they can pay out for it, they like to make you jump through all these crazy hoops to prove that you actually have it, because it's one of many conditions that people can fake. I'm not saying that most people who say they have it don't. I'm just saying that part of the reason why they think we're faking is because there are people out there who are faking, and that's really sad. And since it's a weird neurological thing that's hit and miss, it's kind of easy to fake. So that makes it more difficult to be able to actually prove that you have it, and get the help that you need, and that's very frustrating. Um, and the back injury thing is crazy too, because a lot of people assume that they're faked as well. And even though I have proof that it was bad, they still don't want to I don't know, I think I need an attorney at this point, but I can't get a hold of one. 'Cause there's stuff, I think a lot of us are aware of the stuff that's going on with the health crisis and stuff. It's on money levels. America is probably not a really good place to be if you're not real healthy, or need constant care. It's really hard to get into if people need to get into like a care facility. It's really hard for that. Um, it's just unless you get them into some place that's not great, and then you're going to want to be able to go and check on them very regularly if you have to get them into a place that's not great, because things will happen if you're not constantly checking in. And in some places, that's like every day, to make sure they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. But yeah, things are crazy with the American system right now, and I don't really know why it is. I don't understand that. I'm not a doctor, I'm not an attorney, I don't have anything to do with laws or anything like that, so I don't really think there's anything little old me can do myself, but I think that if we can get these communities for certain people together without chronic health issues, that's part of the reason why I'm doing this, is so we can find each other, so that we can help each other, so that we can talk to each other. And we probably know stuff about some of these things that the doctors aren't going to bring up or tell you, because some doctors are very quick to dismiss these things. So, yeah, that's kind of where that is. And it makes life harder, um, when you don't really feel like you can get the information you need. So yeah, we can talk about that too. And then like some of the viewpoints that I have are based on what I've experienced, and I bet a lot of you are experiencing the same things. Um, that with like the diet and exercise and stuff like that. Um, and stuff like, yeah, stuff like diet and exercise, the neuro stuff. Hopefully I don't have a day where I just can't talk or can't think, because those are very frustrating days. I'll just go through and my face is doing the, what do they call it, facial myo, never remember that last word, but when it's doing that, it's a lot like Bell's palsy. So like half my face will droop. You probably notice that the one side of my face isn't moving as well as the other. I'm not really sure what that is, but I have had a number of head injuries, and I do know that I have brain damage, even though it doesn't seem to be affecting my IQ. Um, that's just one of those things. So I've just kind of gotten used to everything not working. So then something else goes wrong. It's like, well, gotta get used to that now. So yeah, that's kind of where I am. And this one is turning out to be a little longer, and I do feel like I'm more comfortable. I don't know if it's because I'm in like a private area with my sweet little kitty in my lap, or if it's because it's just easier for me to do this in the basement. I'm also getting, I can hear the echo that brings my voice up, because sometimes I can't talk that loud, and that frustrates me pretty badly. Um, So yeah, so I bet this is probably a good one. If this is helping you in any way, if you can see it, because I'm not really sure how this works. I'm not really sure how these are posting. So if you can see it, like and subscribe if it'll let you, because I'm not really sure how that works yet. Um, because this is only my second video, so bear with me. I'm learning. I bet a lot of YouTubers didn't get a lot of people watching them on their second videos, so there's that. So we're gonna say bye. Say bye, G. Say bye. Bye, people. And we'll talk to you later. Maybe next time I'll actually be able to have something a little bit more planned for you. Bye. Have a great day.